Hey guys, hey, right, okay, so I wasn't sure if I was going to do a live stream for this one. I was pretty sure I wasn't going to be, but I will be doing at least some of this match between Daniil Medvedev and Stefanos Tsitsipas. And I'll tell you what, we are in for an absolute cracker. This is going to be great. I'm really looking forward to watching this. Also, hearing what you guys have to think as well, and really just getting into it. I mean, Stefanos Tsitsipas, as you can see, let's go through, I guess, his route to the quarterfinal here at Roland Garros. Now, I mean, he hasn't had it particularly easy, to be fair. It's not been the easiest, but it's not been terrible either. I mean, he had Jeremy Chardy in the first round, which is not an easy first round, but won that one 3 love. So straight set win for him. Then beat Martinez in straights as well. John Isner, that was a bit more of a tough one, obviously dropping a set against him, the big serving American who was in fantastic form as well, to be fair, going into that match. And he was in the type of form that you don't expect someone like him to be in. And that's not, I don't think that's being harsh, and that's just the kind of reality of it, because people don't really expect someone like John Isner to be in that type of form on the clay. But he was in red hot form, and I think Stefanos Tsitsipas did really well to temper that. And then a really impressive win against Carreño Busta in the end. That was in the fourth round, just before, obviously, this match. Now, Daniil Medvedev, he has had, well, a very, very good French Open, considering he never won a match before this. Beat Bublik in the first round, 3-0. Then beat Tommy Paul, 3-1. Opelka, 3-0, and then Garin in straights as well. So both only losing one set in this French Open so far, this campaign so far, which is really, really impressive. The head-to-head obviously is 6-1 to Daniil Medvedev, so he's got the edge there. I think it's interesting to see how Stefanos Tsitsipas approaches this mentally, because I think that's the biggest thing for me. He probably has the better tools when it comes to on clay, but in saying that, Daniil Medvedev has played a lot better on clay this year. His game probably not quite as suited, because he likes to go low over the net. Obviously, doesn't put as much topspin on the ball. He's very unorthodox in his ground strokes. Likes to find those kind of strange angles that no one else can really find, and kind of just hits ground strokes more flat that skip off the surface and really make it difficult for the opponent. But on the clay, obviously, it soaks that up a little bit, and obviously bounces more, and it also doesn't, it soaks up some of that pace as well that he hits with, and that probably is not ideal for his game. But in saying that, he's got a big serve, he's pretty good at the net as well, and he's unorthodox, and he does have the edge head-to-head against Tsitsipas. So I think this is going to be a very nip-and-tuck match, if I'm being honest with you. I don't think it's going to be a straight set win for either player. I think it's going to go to at least 4 sets, potentially even 5 sets. And I genuinely think that this, I mean, it could go either way. I think we could have an epic, and hopefully we do, because it would be fantastic to watch. But yeah, let me know, guys, as well, who you think is going to win out of Tsitsipas and Medvedev, and why. I think clearly both don't particularly like each other, so that's going to be interesting. But we're going to start here now. Stefanos Tsitsipas, and we'll be starting off. So he opens up service, and this is going to be a really, really intriguing match. Let's see how it goes. Right, a serve out wide to the Medvedev forehand, and then Tsitsipas goes wide with the forehand, trying to go down the line. So 15 love to Daniil Medvedev. Good return first up from the Russian. That was really, really impressive, actually, straight away, not giving Tsitsipas any breathing space from point one. So quite interesting there. Tsitsipas then goes down the tee to the Medvedev forehand, and then Medvedev ends up going cross court with the backhand. And again, Tsitsipas trying to open up and dictate with the forehand, and he does so well enough, because Medvedev goes wide with his own forehand, and Tsitsipas starts dictating with that forehand from ball one. And we know that's what he's going to try and do. He's going to try and dictate from ball one, and that's going to be really interesting to see how Medvedev, I think, definitely counteracts it. Tsitsipas this time goes out wide to the Medvedev forehand, then goes down the line as well with the forehand, then cross court with the backhand, and Medvedev goes long with the backhand. So 30-15 to the Greek. So good. We're already seeing patterns of play open up here, which is going to be quite interesting. Already some rallies here, so no easy points for the Greek player, the young Greek player. So interesting, very, very interesting already here. This time goes down again to the forehand of Medvedev. So it's interesting. I think Medvedev is known to have a very, very solid backhand. So maybe Tsitsipas is actually targeting the forehand, which he wouldn't normally do for most players. Medvedev, though, opening up with his own forehand as Tsitsipas then goes cross court. Medvedev really kind of almost lassoing that forehand actually as well. This time goes backhand cross court, then a drop shot from Tsitsipas, and then a good, very, very good shot by Medvedev cross court. Really good approach shot, but actually Tsitsipas reads it and then gets the pass. Oh, wow. Gets the passing shot. Wow. Really, really good from Tsitsipas, just stretching on the backhand side, slicing it on the stretch past the 6'6" Medvedev. Really, really impressive from the Greek player. Really impressive. This time goes down the tee. Tsitsipas then comes in and puts away the drop volley. Really, really impressive start from him, and he'll be happy about that. Got out of any trouble there. Yeah. I think Tsitsipas likes coming to the net. Medvedev will come to the net as well, to be fair. So who will win was the vote poll for Eurosport, and 52% for Tsitsipas, 48% for Medvedev. So clearly, people just like me think that maybe Tsitsipas has a slight edge, but it's very, very close, and it could go either way, I think. So that's what's going to be extremely interesting in this one. Right, so one game to love, and I tell you what, this is going to be interesting to see how Medvedev opens up here now in his service game. Is he going to be able to have a comfortable hold? Where's Tsitsipas going to stand as well? Because he was standing quite close for John Isner. I thought way too close for the big serving American. But this time he's going back, and he probably should, because Medvedev's got a big serve, not as big as Isner's, but a pretty big one nonetheless. Netting the backhand of Medvedev, and 15 love on his service game. So not a fantastic start for the Russian. Obviously hasn't won a single title on clay as of yet, Daniil Medvedev. So a surface that he, not so long ago, said he hated. Goes cross-court, huge cross-court forehand after a short return from Tsitsipas, and it goes out the scamper forehand from the Greek. So this has been a very, very intriguing start, I would say, to this match. Very, very intriguing. I don't know which way it's going to go, to be honest with you. Very good return, though, from Tsitsipas on the forehand side. On the juice side, Medvedev goes backhand cross court, and we have a backhand exchange here. Medvedev then coming across. And again, his backhand is just very reliable. Medvedev doesn't normally break down at all. And a really good forehand cross court. And then Tsitsipas goes with the slice. I don't know whether that was a drop shot. Actually, tries to disguise it, but goes into the net. Interesting. Last rally, 15 shots there. So a longer rally by the two. And Medvedev at 30-15 is... Yeah, really, really good stuff, though, from Medvedev here at the start of this service game. 30-15 up, then goes huge with the backhand down the line. That is such a good shot. His backhand down the line, I'm not going to lie to you, is one of the best backhands on tour, the backhand down the line. So good, just like Djokovic's, but very, very different in the way they hit it, but both so effective. Unbelievable backhand on the line from the Russian. Then tries to go down the tee to the backhand of Stefanos Tsitsipas, who is one game up. And Medvedev then goes very big with the second serve, trying to really drag Tsitsipas out on the forehand side, but then misses a forehand of his own. So 40-30 now. You can see he's got a bit of a tan, hasn't he? Both players do. Obviously very baking there in France, and the sun is out in full effect. Both looking very sun-kissed. Medvedev in a very kind of darkish colours, and Tsitsipas more colourful, I guess, with a white shirt and purple trunks, I'm not going swimming, purple shorts. Runs round the return Tsitsipas and can only go wide. So 1 game all. This is shaping up already to be very interesting, and I think both have started their service games in pretty good fashion. So I think it's going to be a case of who is going to falter first. But let's see. I'm always so interesting. I've got Gilles Cavara, Daniil Medvedev's coach, always present in the box. Stefanos Tsitsipas obviously has his coach and also has his dad as well. Goes cross court with a forehand. Tsitsipas really trying to dictate with it and then crunches an into-out forehand down the line. I think anything short from Medvedev, Tsitsipas is so comfortable on the clay. He will come forward into the court and he'll make sure that he puts it away, or will try to for sure. He's very confident, I think, especially on that forehand side of imposing his will on Medvedev. That's what he'll try to do anyway. Medvedev very, very good defensively, so that's what makes it such an intriguing matchup. Tsitsipas this time goes big on the second serve to the forehand of Medvedev. Medvedev really lashes that forehand. He just it's the type of forehand that you'd almost see a squash player hit, but it's so effective for the most part for him. I think the backhand is unbelievable from Medvedev. It's probably potentially better than the forehand, but it's just such a good shot for him, that backhand. But the forehand as well, it works, and it's not something that you could teach. 30 love up here, Stefanos Tsitsipas, but second serve for Daniil Medvedev to have a look at. So this has been it's been a few second serves here. So I don't think Medvedev is quite cashed in, but he tries to here with a really good cross-court forehand, really, really close to Tsitsipas's feet. As he goes big on the forehand side, Medvedev goes absolutely huge down the line. So Tsitsipas obviously is trying to utilize that cross-court forehand to Daniil Medvedev. I think he thinks that is the shot, which will break down more. But Medvedev has just absolutely slapped that forehand down the line with a lot of pace and has clipped the line. So 30-15 to the Greek player. Guys in the chat as well, thank you very much for joining. Please do remember to like this video as well to help the channel to grow. Thank you very much. And subscribe if you haven't already. Again, really does help the channel to grow. And leave any comments or questions about this match or the French Open in the comments. Really good second serve from Tsitsipas. Medvedev puts too much mustard on that forehand and it goes long. So really, really interesting stuff here. Tsitsipas, I think, probably not getting away with it. I think the second serves are not bad, but Medvedev's probably not cashing in like he should on the second serve. I think utilizing the return enough. That's one area in that Australian Open final against Djokovic, which I definitely said Medvedev need to improve on. That was his returning. So against the good returners, or the very good returners, very good servers, like your Djokovic's, like your Tsitsipas's, he wasn't quite doing enough for me, especially on the second serve. So it'll be interesting to know whether he is able to improve on that. And we see an improvement because on the French Open, obviously the serves, yes, serve is still very important, but it's not as important because it soaks up a lot of the fizz that the serves do have here. So he should actually return a lot better, the French Open. That's something that will work in his favor because I think that's something that he can struggle with. He's probably not one of the better returners of the top players, in my opinion anyway. Tsitsipas is actually quite similar as well. I think that kind of next generation, they all have pretty damn good serves, especially when they're hot. But in terms of their returning, it leaves a little bit to be desired in terms of if you look at it in comparison to, which again, these are obviously greats, but like Nadal and Djokovic, etc. So, yeah, interesting to see though whether either player can really cash in on the second serves, because I think that's a really crucial matchup for both. Especially when, for example, Tsitsipas, like in that service game, he wasn't serving particularly well. I mean, I think he hit 3 or 4 second serves in the end, and Medvedev let him get away with it. I mean, yes, he hit one very good cross-court forehand, which was then the point that he ended up winning. But apart from that, I think there were 3 returns that he dumped either long or wide. It's probably not quite good enough at this level, as Tsitsipas gets the first point against Medvedev on his serve. So let's see how Medvedev does I guess, serving wise here, and also whether Tsitsipas can then, cash in, especially here when he's got a little bit of an inroad, and if he can end up putting, Medvedev under a little bit of pressure early doors here, because I feel like he's probably served slightly better. But in saying that, the player that normally serves better tends to sometimes get broken, as Medvedev evens it up at 15 all. Guys in the chat as well, thank you very much for tuning in. Please do remember to like this video. It really does help the channel to grow. And of course, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Again, really helps the channel to grow. And of course, let me know what you think as well of the match so far, and also who you think is going to win and why. As 30-15. So this is a really, really integral point it's a really, really important point for Daniil Medvedev at 30-15 down on his serve. Can he come up with a big first serve? I think is probably the question mark. And can he put together a really, really important point? Right, goes big with the serve into the body of really, really big. 30-15. 30 all now. So Tsitsipas this time, really big forehand cross court. I remember very, very deep. And of course, when it's deep like that, it just doesn't sit up. It skips off the surface because he's got such a flat forehand, and he tries to hit through the forehand to give you less time. And it worked there. So 30 all here after being 30-15 down. Tsitsipas going cross court with the backhand, then goes into out with the forehand. Medvedev going cross court with his own backhand here, and then slaps that forehand cross court. It really is a slap, but it's so effective. And then goes long though with the backhand. So we already have a potential break point here. Now this is going to be interesting. 30-40, and Stefanos Tsitsipas has an opportunity to break early on here. So let's see what he does. Medvedev will be hoping for a big, big first serve here. Tries to go out wide to the Tsitsipas backhand, but misses it. So second serve for Tsitsipas to look at. He really will be thinking, I've got to cash in here. Goes into out with the forehand, runs around that, but opens up, obviously, the open court. Medvedev going down the line with the backhand, and now we're into a rally. I think that's just kept the line from Tsitsipas with the backhand, and now he comes forward, putting Medvedev on the run and gets the break early on here. So that is very impressive from the Greek player. Very, very interesting. Just really pushing Medvedev there. Medvedev could only end up putting a ball short. Tsitsipas coming into the net. Medvedev trying to read him by going across, trying to read the cross-court approach shot on the forehand side. But Tsitsipas goes behind him. Very clever tennis and gets the break early doors here. So Tsitsipas in control of this first set so far after getting that break. But can Medvedev really put pressure on Tsitsipas and try and break back? Medvedev really trying to utilize the depth in his strokes here. Probably a bit too short for his liking in that previous game. Tsitsipas utilizing the backhand slice. Quite interesting from him. Hadn't seen that before this game. But again, pretty much exclusively using that slice. But then, oh, hold on. Has he got that? Yes, he has. What a forehand from Tsitsipas. I didn't know if that was out, but it's not. He's clipped the line there. That's a really good forehand. Medvedev then goes, you know what, you're going to slice? I'm going to slice too. Hits a backhand slice to the forehand of Tsitsipas, and there's a big mistake. Didn't have enough on it. Wasn't deep enough. And Tsitsipas wraps around that forehand, crunches it cross court for a winner. So 15 love here. Then, however, it's a good return, backhand return from Medvedev deeper to Tsitsipas. Tsitsipas tries to crunch the forehand cross court again into the Medvedev forehand, which I think that forehand is the forehand that broke down against Djokovic on the run. That's what Tsitsipas is trying to target, but he can only go into the net. So 15 all here, and 3-1 up, and a breakup for the Greek player. So really, really interesting start here, and obviously the momentum with the Greek player, but all to play for, of course. Goes down the tee, does Stefanos Tsitsipas. But good deep return from Medvedev, but fantastic drop shot from Stefanos Tsitsipas. Really, really good composure. And I tell you what, he looks very, very dialed in. He looks very, very dialed in. And it's funny, the commentators are saying that he's almost outthinking Medvedev, which is funny because you don't see many players being able to outthink Medvedev. He's known for being, that guy who works you out mentally. Oh, interesting. So, Tsitsipas saying, well, that's gone long. Yeah, it's gone long. So 40-15 to Stefanos Tsitsipas and 3-1 up with his Wilson's racket. That's a let first serve as Medvedev also hits the net corner in his return and loops over. So 40-15 here and a first serve for Medvedev to have to deal with. Stefanos Tsitsipas has started very sharply here. Medvedev a little bit more sluggish, I would say, and it's showing. So 4-1 up here as he holds very, very comfortably. Coming to the net, they're putting pressure on Medvedev on that first serve return, saying, you know what? I'm going to serve well, and then I'm going to come to the net. You're going to have to pass me. And Medvedev tries to go very low over the net, and it can only crash that backhand into the net in the end. So 4-1 up here, Stefanos Tsitsipas. And I tell you what, he's looking good. He's looking very sharp, but you cannot discount the Russian because he's got the head-to-head edge. He's a number 2 player in the world for a reason. And of course, you know what? He's been in pretty damn good form in this French Open, considering he never won a game here before this year. So do not discount him. Of course, 4-1 up here. And interesting to see how he starts off in this service game, Daniil Medvedev. I felt like he really missed an opportunity in the service game, the previous Tsitsipas service game, not the one just gone, but the one before. Tsitsipas hit, I think, 4 second serves, and he didn't make any of them count. Sorry, he only made 1 count, which was pretty poor, I think, in terms of returning wise. And I made that point, and Tsitsipas obviously returned a lot better than Medvedev in that previous game. And that's what's really made the difference here, because Medvedev wasn't serving particularly badly, but Tsitsipas just managed to get the balls in and then also really impose his will with the forehand, especially. Let's not. Let's be honest here as well. The backhand of Tsitsipas is very solid, and it can be a weapon, but of course it's more that very kind of heavy topspin cross-court backhand that he'll utilize to push someone back on that backhand side. So let's see here, Daniil Medvedev 1-4 down and serving here to really get himself back a little bit of momentum. And he starts off with a serve out wide. It's a really, really good serve from the Russian. Really, really impressive. He loves that little kind of kick serve out wide as well from the angle on the Jew side. Definitely utilizes it well when he's on song, and that was a very, very good ace to start off with. Then tries to go down the tee to the forehand. So it's interesting because sometimes when I see people serve a lot to someone's forehand, I think, is it because you don't think their forehand is particularly good, or is it because actually you're just backing your serve and it's more natural for the righty to serve to a right-hander's forehand and you're backing it to be so destructive? We're into a rally here though, and Tsitsipas predominantly using that backhand, but then can only go long with the backhand down the line. So Medvedev really peppering that backhand of Stefanos Tsitsipas, and unfortunately just breaking down that last shot for the Greek, but 30 love here, and it's a much better start for the service game for Daniil Medvedev here at 30 love. Then goes down the tee to the Medvedev backhand. Really good return from Stefanos Tsitsipas. Then comes to the net after a short shot from Medvedev as he scampers after that fantastic backhand return to the forehand of Medvedev. He could only scamper and just pop that one over the net, and Tsitsipas comes in and hits a huge into-out forehand to put it away. So 30-15 to the Russian here. Then out wide now to Tsitsipas, and then Medvedev comes forward, runs around the backhand and crunches the forehand into out down the line, and Tsitsipas can get nowhere near that on his forehand side. So a very good point from Medvedev there, and he's looking a lot stronger in this service game. He really is the Russian, so boding well, not just for him, but for all of his fans as well. Goes out wide to the forehand of Stefanos Tsitsipas, and then Tsitsipas goes to the backhand of Medvedev, and he absolutely crunches that backhand down the line. That's a beauty from the Russian, and that backhand down the line is a thing of beauty. It's not orthodox, but it is so effective. It really is such an effective shot, that backhand down the line from Daniil Medvedev. You couldn't teach it, but you know what? You don't need to teach it. You just need to admire it. Really, really impressive shot. 4-2, though, to Stefanos Tsitsipas. A break up the Greek, and he's going to look to consolidate it here at 4-2 up. Goes out wide to the Medvedev forehand, returning really deep from the court. And Tsitsipas goes, okay, you're going to return from that deep, then I'm going to hit the drop shot, and that's exactly what he's done here, and he's pulled it off. Fantastic drop shot on the forehand side from Stefanos Tsitsipas. Unbelievable touch and feel. Really, really good. Tsitsipas this time going down the tee to the forehand of Stefanos Tsitsipas. Oh, really, really good from Tsitsipas again. And so I think the tactic actually that Tsitsipas is trying to employ here is go mainly towards that forehand of Medvedev. I think when he knows that he's able to be proactive in the point and dictate, he's trying to hit hard and really pepper that forehand of Medvedev because he thinks that's the side that's going to break down more. And I think he's probably right. So again, he goes with a serve out wide to the forehand, and Medvedev again nets the forehand. So 40 love up here. The forehand of Medvedev is not terrible. But I think it is more prone to break down than the backhand. And Tsitsipas this time goes out wide, and that's such a good serve. Really big kick serve out wide by Tsitsipas, and Medvedev can only put the backhand wide. So 5-2 here. Guys in the channel, thank you very much for tuning in. Please do remember to like the video. It really does help the channel to grow. I really do appreciate it. You're legends for doing so. And also, please do remember to subscribe if you haven't already as well. I'm sure lots of you have. If you haven't, please do remember to subscribe again. It really does help the channel to grow, and get the notification bell as well to get alerted to all the new videos that get uploaded. And of course, the lives as well that I'm doing like this. This has been such an intriguing start, hasn't it? It's been an absolute cracking start to this match. I've really enjoyed watching it so far, and I'm really hoping that we can have a bit more of this. I mean, of course, Daniil Medvedev up against it 5-2 down, but in saying that, he's played pretty well in spurts. I would say Tsitsipas just looking a lot more comfortable on the surface, and that's something that obviously I alluded to before this match when we had a bit of time before the start, and I said that I feel like Tsitsipas's game is probably slightly, well, it's definitely more suited to the clay. That's not to say that Medvedev can't beat Stefanos Tsitsipas. It's just in terms of comfort, I think Tsitsipas moves better on the clay, and also he feels like he actually has a lot more to his game to actually succeed on the clay. And at the moment, that seems to be the case. But in saying that, Daniil Medvedev is a very fine player, number 2 in the world for a reason, right? And I genuinely think, he's going to come back with vengeance. He's a fighter. He really is. And he doesn't have a 6-1 head-to-head against Stefanos Tsitsipas for no reason. The guy is the real deal. Right, so serving here to stay in the set. And Stefanos Tsitsipas will be looking to make sure that he, well, potentially can just break here. Doesn't even have to serve it out. Let's see. Second serve for Tsitsipas to have a look at. Goes to the backhand of Tsitsipas as Medvedev, then a backhand down the middle, and Tsitsipas goes into out with the forehand. Medvedev tries to go big with the passing shot with the backhand down the line, just misses it. But I tell you what, if he'd made that would have been unbelievable. Seriously, that would have been incredible. A really good play though by Tsitsipas. As soon as Medvedev doesn't go into a corner, goes down the middle, he just goes, I'm going to dictate with the forehand now, and that's exactly what he did. This time, though, Tsitsipas can only put the return long, so 15-all. Guys in the chat, thank you very much for tuning in. Please do remember to like this video if you haven't already. It really does help the chance to grow. Thank you very much. As Medvedev lines up for his first serve, going this time out wide to the forehand of Stefanos Tsitsipas. Again, the return just wide. He'll be thinking, small margins. If both of those are just a couple of inches back, then they're really, really tight to the baseline, and Medvedev's in trouble. So he's probably won't be too upset about that, Tsitsipas, but just thinking, can I adjust that slightly? It's difficult as a returner when you're hitting cleanly, but just not too close to the line. Good into-out forehand from Tsitsipas on the second serve. Medvedev this time then crunching his own forehand to the forehand of Tsitsipas. Now a good, a backhand cross-court from Tsitsipas, and then tries to go into-out with the forehand at the angle, but misses it. Ooh, just goes wide. Now that was a that was extremely difficult shot to pull off. But let's see. 3U's24. Yeah, I agree. Thank you very much, mate, for joining in or tuning in even. He says Tsitsipas is better on the clay than Medvedev. Yeah, I think in general he is. 100%. 100%. I think obviously the record shows that. Medvedev hasn't won a title on the clay as of yet. He hadn't actually won a match at the French Open before this tournament, but he's showing his class, I think, just in general. so far in this tournament. Tsitsipas obviously has made semis here. Has made the semis here and has also won clay court tournaments, Monte Carlo recently. Oh, this time though, it's a good drop shot from Medvedev. Tsitsipas actually gets there, dinks it over. Medvedev then goes for the drive volley on the backhand side and misses it and nets it. So back to juice. Really intriguing stuff here. Medvedev at juice here. Goes this time out wide to the forehand of Stefanos Tsitsipas. Tsitsipas then slicing and Medvedev running around the backhand and going to his own forehand. Backhand cross court, backhand exchange from both. Then Tsitsipas trying to open up on the forehand side. And Medvedev there goes, slaps that forehand back. And then, that's a big, big mistake. Oh dear. Tsitsipas goes, he's a very fortunate here. Let's have a look. Goes with the backhand slice. Drop shot. Medvedev tries to slice big on that approach shot and completely just doesn't hit enough of it. And unfortunately hits the net cord and it drops down. So advantage in another set point and a break point for Stefanos Tsitsipas, the Greek. This time goes cross court and I think that's gone. Yeah, it's gone long. He's slightly disappointed, I think, there. And crunches the forehand after the point is finished into out to the ball boy. So juice here and Medvedev pulling it back, saving a set point here and a break point, of course. Juice definitely under the cosh though, isn't he? Good serve though out wide though to Tsitsipas. I think that's just long. Tsitsipas is thinking, what's going on? I'm just missing that one. He must be extremely frustrated about that. I would be, to be fair. Because he's getting close to the line. It's not like he's out by very much. This time though goes down the tee, and that's a really, really good serve. And 5-3 here. So he's going to force Tsitsipas to serve for the set, and that's exactly what he wants to do. Let's see, because serving for the set is a lot different to serving at any other point in the set. All right, Gbrook DJ, what's up? That's a very cool name. Right, Tsitsipas goes out wide to the forehand of Medvedev, then comes to the net. Is that going to drop over the net? No, it doesn't. What, does it? No, it doesn't. Gbrook DJ, what's up? Says, does Medvedev have a chance? Of course he does. Of course he does. Oh no, it does. It did drop over, and he just dinks it over the net. Medvedev does have a chance. Yeah, 100%. I definitely, before this, I was edging towards Tsitsipas just because of, I do think his game is slightly more suited to the clay. And yes, if you have a player that maybe isn't as comfortable on the clay, playing against a clay court specialist, but there's a golfing class in terms of ability, then yes, you'd back that guy with the ability. But these guys are very close in ability, I think. So I would edge towards Tsitsipas despite the 6-1 head-to-head. However, it can happen. Right, so that's 30-15. Tsitsipas, he's really, really trying to get a lot of depth on the ground strokes, and at times what that means is that he is missing the backhand or forehand, trying to really clip those lines. So 30-15 here for Stefanos Tsitsipas. I don't think he's really trying to make sure that Medvedev isn't able to get forward from the baseline, because that's when he can then dictate, and he's trying to really push Medvedev back as much as possible. And it has been working, obviously, so far in this set. Goes cross-court to the backhand of Medvedev. Then Medvedev crunches his own cross-court backhand. Then, again, we've got backhand to backhand here. Oh, but then Medvedev goes along with the backhand. And occasionally that happens when he's going down the middle with the backhand. And it's a weird one. And I think it's actually just because Tsitsipas has got so much depth on his own backhand there that it forces Medvedev to say, actually, you know what? I can't really hit at the angle there. I don't have enough time. I'm just going to have to try and get a shot back with depth, but not necessarily direction. This time, really good serve from Stefanos Tsitsipas, comes into the net and hits the drive volley, and that's a really, really good set for the Greek. Right, should we have a look at the stats for set one? Yeah, why not? Why not, eh? Well, let's have a look. So, aces, 2 for Daniil Medvedev, none for Stefanos Tsitsipas. No double faults from both, which I thought was pretty damn good, to be fair, because, I say pretty damn good. I mean, that should be the norm, right? First set percentage. Now, from both, it's been good, but what's been extremely good is how frequent Tsitsipas has served that first serve. in, and that's 83% compared to 74% of Daniil Medvedev. But what's even more impressive is the regularity of the points won on that first serve. 17 out of 20, so he's only lost 3 points behind the first serve. Daniil Medvedev 6 he's lost behind his own first serve. 20 serves in from both first serves. Now the second serve points won. Now this is a huge difference. 75% for Stefanos Tsitsipas, 29% for Daniil Medvedev. Now that is a really telling stat for sure. And if we look at winners and unforced errors, now of course this makes a huge difference. 10 for Stefanos Tsitsipas, 6 for unforced errors, 6 for Medvedev, and 12 unforced errors. Now that's very uncharacteristic for someone like Medvedev, who is known for being a grinder, very accurate, doesn't miss much, and actually has very, very good accuracy. And he basically has built his game on not missing. So he'll be disappointed with that. Twice as many unforced errors as winners. You know, I mean, you want to be, as a player, after a set having, almost 1.5, 2 times the amount of winners unforced errors. If you're a grinder, then that might not be the case, but your unforced errors need to be kind of in single digits. And so you'll be disappointed that that's 12. I think Daniil Medvedev, he'll be quite disappointed for sure. In terms of actually, I want to see the net points. And net points, 9 out of 10 for Stefanos Tsitsipas. He's utilized coming to the net really effectively, especially behind the first serve. And it's definitely opened up and given him different looks in points. And that's meant that Medvedev's had to think twice before playing certain returns. And that was highlighted in that last point where he sealed the set. So 9 out of 10 net points won. Medvedev has only come to the net 3 times. Should he utilize that more, especially if he's going to utilize that serve out wide on the due side? Potentially. I don't know. Right, okay. So we're into the second set with Daniil Medvedev opening up here. So let's get back the score. And already 15 all here with Medvedev going long. Oh, silly adverts, eh? Carnage. Anyway, what can you do? Right, 15 all here. And Daniil Medvedev, the Russian, trying to... I think he needs to gain some momentum back here, doesn't he? So a good start with serving here, serving maybe to 15. Again, goes out wide with a second serve. Then, that's a really good forehand. And that forehand down the line, he utilizes very well. And it's normally from a return that isn't quite deep enough. And he will then step in and he just hits through the ball with the bounce at the top. And it's just flat. And he just completely destroys it. And it's very hard. And Tsitsipas just wasn't able to get that back. Again, going into out with the forehand this time, Medvedev and Tsitsipas can only put the backhand long. So 40-15 and a good start for the Russian. Impressive stuff to the second set. And he'll be looking to really, I guess, have this type of energy for the rest of this set now. And especially for this game. Tries to go down the tee with the first serve. Misses it. So second serve for the Greek to have a look at. This time into the body, but Tsitsipas runs around onto the forehand, but goes long with the forehand. Now, a couple of those ground strokes a bit long from Tsitsipas. He needs to be a bit careful there, I think. It's interesting because, the depth on the ground strokes was really one of the biggest differences between the two in the first set, for sure. But I think in the second set, Tsitsipas, I think, especially behind his serve, he needs to utilize them at the right points. And maybe give different looks in terms of finding the angles rather than just going for, specific depth at times as well. Mixing up a bit more to put Daniil Medvedev in tricky positions and awkward positions because he will adapt. He's that type of player that will adapt as soon as a set's lost. He'll think, okay, how have I lost that set? What do I need to do differently? And he will kind of compute almost, okay, this is what I need to do. A lot of players are like that. They download the information after a few games and think, okay, this is how I need to approach this now. Let's see here now, though, anyway. So Daniil Medvedev in front, obviously on serve at 1-love. Tsitsipas tries to go out wide himself to the Medvedev forehand, but just missing that first serve. So a second serve for Medvedev to have a look at. Onto the backhand side of Daniil Medvedev. Then into out forehand, really good into out forehand from Stefanos Tsitsipas. And Daniil Medvedev goes wide with the backhand. So 15-love. That backhand down the line from Medvedev, he's taking more chances on that backhand down the line. And he is missing them, but I think at some point they are going to start clipping the line. So it'll be interesting to see if that does happen at some point in this set and whether that frustrates Tsitsipas, because obviously that's a play to go into out with the forehand to that backhand side and kind of really put a lot of pace on it and make it hard for Medvedev to get around, and then come to the net after that to put pressure on the backhand, because then he has to go down the line with it, right? To go cross court, that is probably covered by the volley, and then if he goes down the line, then he's going to nail it. So it's an interesting kind of matchup there. So let's second serve here for Stefanos Tsitsipas. So another second serve for Medvedev to have a look at. This is where I was saying he needs to be better. So let's see how he returns here off the second serve. Goes into the forehand of Medvedev, and no, see, clips the top of the net, but then stays on his side. So that's pretty pedestrian from Daniil Medvedev. I know he hits flat, but that's got to get over the net. It's really does. Zeus 24 says Medvedev should be play in long balls to make Tsitsipas make mistakes. I think you're saying he just needs to get balls in, right? And just really just keep on going, make sure he gets depth on the shots, and then make Tsitsipas make mistakes, I think is what you're trying to say, which I agree with. Or really good from Tsitsipas, again, dragging Medvedev off court. So 40 love on his serve, and he's having a good time here, Stefanos Tsitsipas, on his serve. It was a fantastic backhand cross court with topspin, kicking off the surface out wide, and Medvedev just not having too much of a chance. Bagel Win says, have you seen the match where these two got into a fight? Yeah, I've seen the highlights. Classic. It's Miami, wasn't it? I want to say 2019. Medvedev, and he goes, yeah, it's a crack up. He called me a bullshit Russian. He goes, oh, classic. Yeah, that was hilarious. So these guys definitely do not like each other, for sure. Right. Oh, Medvedev goes very long with that backhand. So one game all. 324 says, am I right? Yep. I think you are right. I think Medvedev is missing too much, to be honest with you. Too many unforced errors, and he's not making it hard for Tsitsipas. He's not making Tsitsipas be in many awkward positions like you would expect Medvedev to do. Now, I think on the clay is obviously more difficult for him, but in saying that, it's not impossible. He's a very good player. It should not be a difficult proposition. Right, very good return from Stefanos Tsitsipas on the backhand side. Tsitsipas then goes middle of the court, though. Tsitsipas and Medvedev, utilizing the backhand depth, and then tries to go into out with the forehand long and misses that. Nud Tacheva says, hi guys, where can I watch the match, please? So I am in the UK and I'm watching on Eurosport Player or Eurosport. I'm not sure about other countries. I think in the US is it on like Tennis Channel. That's where you can watch it. Tsitsipas goes out wide with the backhand, and all this time then goes again cross court and then out. Oh, that's again long. So 3Zoo says 24 says yes, he should be more aggressive. So Medvedev is trying to be more aggressive, because just here he's then tried to go with a forehand again into out down the line. He's missed it once again. It's gone long, and you can see he's frustrated. So I don't know whether it's necessarily aggression. I think it's more calculated aggression, being a bit smarter with the way he's playing. And I feel like he's not playing smart, which is not something you can normally say about Medvedev. Or Tsitsipas going very good backhand cross court, good depth on that shot. Medvedev going cross court with his own forehand, and then Tsitsipas goes backhand cross court, bit shorter from Medvedev, and fantastic drop shot from Tsitsipas, and it's 40 love up on Medvedev's serve. This is really impressive from the Greek player. Really, look at this, beautiful. Just gets round the ball and then just caresses that forehand drop shot over the net. And he has a break point. 3Zoos24 says, nice drop shot. Yeah, fantastic drop shot. Medvedev goes to the backhand of Stefanos Tsitsipas. Good backhand return. Just dinks he dinks it from the net. And then Tsitsipas crunches the forehand cross court and gets the break early here. So this is looking wow, Tsitsipas is looking unbelievable, I have to say. He's looking damn good. He's looking dialed in, tuned in. And I tell you what, it's looking like Medvedev is going to have to really up his game here to have a chance. Guys in the chat, we've got quite a few people. First of all, thank you very much for tuning in. Second of all, please do remember to smash the like button. It really does help the channel to grow. I really do appreciate it. And of course, smash the subscribe button if you haven't already. Again, it really does help the channel to grow. I really do appreciate it if you haven't already. And click the notification bell as well to get alerted to all the new videos and streams, of course. But yeah, liking the video just helps the video to get out to more people, and we can get more people involved, and that's what we want, isn't it? So yeah, thank you very much, guys. And let me know who you think is going to win as well. That's the biggest thing. Who do you think is going to win? because I mean, Tsitsipas at the moment is just he's looking imperious. Bagel wins says, I'm surprised Tsitsipas was able to break Medvedev. He's got a good serve, and Tsitsipas isn't the best returner. Now, so my thoughts on that Bagel win is Tsitsipas and Medvedev both have good returns. Sorry, good serves even, sorry. But both don't have particularly good returns. And I agree with you. Tsitsipas's return is something that needs to have. I remember watching him in the ATP World Tour Finals last year, and I said his return needs to improve. But to be fair, I said that about Medvedev as well. In the Australian Open final, his return was not very good. Now, the difference today has not necessarily been serving. I think is actually been returning. I think Tsitsipas has returned a lot better than Medvedev today. In general, I think with a lot more purpose, got a lot more balls back in, and has made it a lot more difficult as well for the 1+ shot for Medvedev on his serve. Really, really good serve from Tsitsipas down the tee. Medvedev can only palm that backhand over the net, and Tsitsipas comes to the net with serve and volley. And one thing as well, which is exactly what Tsitsipas has done just there, is he's utilized the serve and volley really well, which you wouldn't expect people to do lots of on the clay. But you know what? He's someone who can. And he's very, very good at doing that. Right, so K Noble says Medvedev is shit. He says Medvedev is rubbish. I don't think that's true. He says 3-love. So I think he thinks he's going to beat him in straight sets. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if there's another twist here because we're still early in the second set. And of course, there will still be at least another set to play. But you never know. Right, 2-1 here. And Tsitsipas crunches the forehand into out down the line. And Medvedev can only net the forehand. Kano Ball says it's over. Wow. He's calling it. Time of death for Kano Ball is 44 minutes into this match. He's called it already. He's like, done. No, I think personally, it's definitely not over. I don't think. Look, I mean, he could go on from here, Tsitsipas, and completely run through Medvedev, but similarly, Medvedev could bring it back. I think Tsitsipas is playing at a very high level, so he needs to maintain that level. Otherwise, Medvedev will definitely get a sniff and come back in. And Medvedev's level at the moment is not particularly high, so if he raises it a little bit and Tsitsipas drops slightly, then you never know. So 40-love here on Tsitsipas' serve, though, and look, I mean, he's looking damn good, that's for sure. Goes out wide to the backhand of Medvedev, clips the net cord, then gets very fortunate there, Medvedev. Very fortunate with the net cord. Clips the net cord, then Tsitsipas plays a drop shot kind of cross court, and Medvedev gets there and then plays his own drop shot cross court and ends up winning the point. So a bit of fortune there for the Russian, but he'll take that with open hands at 40-love down on Tsitsipas' serve. So 40-15 here. This time goes out wide with the serve, and they call it pretty late call, but it's called out. So second serve for Tsitsipas, for Medvedev to have a look at. Again, out wide to the forehand of Medvedev, and the backhand very, very deep from Tsitsipas. Really good backhand, to be honest with you. And Medvedev can only put the backhand into the net. Alex BG1 says, I can't remember ever seeing someone getting 85% of first serves in a set before. No, it's definitely happened before. But it is, to be fair, Alex, it is pretty far and few between. As in, it's not something that you see every match for sure. But you do definitely see it. I think you definitely see a set. I think you don't normally see. I think it's very rare that you see 85% in a whole match. As in, like, the average is 85% first serves in a set. Yeah, I mean, someone can just kind of have a fantastic set. I mean, Zverev had a 91% first serve percentage in the third set against. Who was it? David. Oh my God, Davidovich. I can't find his name. Alejandro Davidovich. He had a 91% first serve percentage in that third set against him. So it's possible, but yeah, it's not easy, of course. All right, 3-1 here, and 15-love up for the Russian. This time goes. Oh, that's really good, actually. Tsitsipas tried to read the serve and go kind of towards the forehand side. His weight going that way. Sorry, the backhand side. Medvedev, though, goes down the tee. I think he saw him, actually. And 30-love for the Russian. Tries to go out wide with the forehand, but misses it. So a second serve for Tsitsipas to look at. Can he return better on this second serve? Yep, goes into the forehand of Medvedev. And Medvedev crunches another really good forehand and comes forward into the backhand of Tsitsipas, but then volleying. And Tsitsipas, oh, really good volley work from the Russian. Wasn't super convincing with the volleys, but did enough. Did enough. Right, so 3Zoos24 says next match will be 5 Tsitsipas versus Zverev. I think you guys are getting ahead of yourselves. We're only in a second set. Come on, guys. Yes, it's Spurs. I think looks the better player so far, but there's a best of 5 game, man. This is not the ATP. This is not an ATP Masters tournament. As Medvedev holds pretty well there. To be fair, 2-15. So 3-2 to Stefanos. It's Spurs. He is a breakup. He'll obviously be serving to consolidate that break. Interesting, very, very interesting. 3Zoos24 goes, ha 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 ha. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, look, I mean, we've got to be a bit cautious about saying, you know what, oh, it's Tsitsipas versus Zverev in the next round because, look, that he still needs to win 3 sets here, and he's only won 1, so anything can happen. Especially, and tennis is a funny game. It's a funny game. Right, so the question that I'm going to ask you guys as well. So I don't know if you guys watched the match earlier between Zverev and Davidovich, Fokina even, sorry. But who do you think then would win out of Zverev and Tsitsipas and Zverev and Medvedev? That's my question to you, because I was watching the game earlier and I thought Zverev didn't play particularly well in the first set, but then the second and third set, Zverev, he came back. I thought he looked a lot better. Obviously, as I said, 91% first set percentage in that third set, was down. I think it was like 45 and then 55 in the first and second set. But overall, obviously, he served a lot better. And then also his game, I think his rhythm just came to him a lot more as the match progressed. But watching that, I did think Tsitsipas would beat him. And I also thought Medvedev might potentially beat him. I just thought, look, he's a very good player. And I don't think he is below them in terms of skill-wise. But I just think in terms of mentality, he maybe is slightly below them. But let's see. Anyway, Tsitsipas goes out wide with the serve, Medvedev with the forehand, and then Tsitsipas can only put his forehand down the line wide. So 15 love down his serve. I don't remember the last time even Medvedev was in front on Tsitsipas' serve from the start, 15 love. So let's see what Tsitsipas does here. Second serve for Medvedev to have a look at. So this is a very important point here. To the backhand of Medvedev. Medvedev, I think, sniffing that he's got a chance here, and it's a fantastic drop shot from Medvedev. So 30 love from... I told you, he's coming. 30 love to Medvedev on Tsitsipas' serve. I told you guys, I told you. The break could be coming, the break back. Do not discount this guy. He's number 2 in the world. Tsitsipas trying to go down the tee and nearly killing the line judge as well whilst he does it, missing it though. And a second serve again for Medvedev to have a look at. So the serve here kind of letting Tsitsipas down a little bit. Good backhand though with depth from Tsitsipas, and fantastic forehand kind of into out down the line from Tsitsipas. And then Medvedev gets a bit fortunate with the net cord himself, and Tsitsipas then goes down the line with his own forehand, and Tsitsipas then hits the backhand into the net. So nets out a backhand. So 15-30. Tsitsipas, though, will be looking for a big first serve here because the first serve has deserted him so far in this game. And again, deserts him again. He looks a bit frustrated because thing is, the first serve was firing a lot. Obviously, as we said, 85% in that first set. And now it's deserted him when he needs it. So let's see if he can bring it back. And this point is really crucial. Really good backhand on the line from Medvedev. He's in control of this rally so far. Good lob, though, from Tsitsipas. And that's a bad miss from Daniil Medvedev. It's a smash, and he's hit that smash long. He's hit it long. That's an opportunity for 40-15, and he's just missed it. Oh, that's not very far. So 30 all, and that would have been 40-15, and he was in control of that rally. Should have put that away. Was a bit off balance going backwards. Could have let it bounce, or just got in position earlier. Either way, not particularly good from the Russian there, and an opportunity nonetheless to open up break points. Again, Tsitsipas just not able to nail that first serve down. and a second serve for Medvedev to have a look at. Into the backhand of Medvedev, good deep return, and Tsitsipas then the backhand just breaking down there, unfortunately. 3Zoos24 says, "Who do you think will win the title?" So I'm a Nadal supporter, but I mean I really do obviously enjoy all tennis, including Djokovic, Federer, whoever else. I mean, all three they'll definitely have claims to be the GOATs, depending on doesn't matter what the number of Grand Slams are. And you know what? He gets the break back. So very, very good return from the Russian. And Tsitsipas completely shanks the forehand. And it's 3 games all. What did I tell you guys? What did I tell you guys? What did I tell you guys? I told you to not discount this guy. And you guys were like, you know what? It's over. Where's Kano Ball? And where's everyone else? Come on, guys. Come on. But yeah, so I'm a Nadal fan. But yeah, I mean, he's the favorite, of course, just because he's won it 13 times. But in saying that, let's see. Oh, right. So good return from Tsitsipas, then Medvedev netting the forehand. 3Zoos24 says, "Me too, I'm a Nadal fan." Nice. Alex BG1 says, "Well done, Medvedev." Yeah, I mean, he still doesn't quite look. I think he's definitely getting into the match more, like he's getting more of a feel into the match, but I wouldn't say that the momentum is quite with him despite that break. He's still on serve, and I just don't quite feel it yet. But who knows? He's definitely got a chance here to bring the momentum into his favor. Really good striking from both, especially from Medvedev actually in this rally. But Tsitsipas goes huge with the backhand down the line. Medvedev somehow gets that back, and then Tsitsipas goes really big with his own backhand. What the heck? What a drop shot by Medvedev here. Really good cross court from Tsitsipas. Then pretty good backhand cross court. And then Medvedev just goes, "Thank you very much. I'm going to play." Medvedev goes, "I'm just going to play a fantastic drop shot there." Tsitsipas did give up on that chase, actually. I thought maybe he'd get to that, but he didn't in the end. So, yeah, interesting. Right, so 15 all and 3 all here. Slicing here, Tsitsipas. He's trying to survive in this rally. You know that. I think the momentum is probably firmly in Medvedev's corner at the moment. It is. Medvedev has got a lot of confidence here, and Tsitsipas is going to have to weather this. It's a really good point from Medvedev, and then finishes it off coming into the net with a fantastic backhand volley into the corner. 3Zoos24 says, "Yes, I hope he wins the set." Oh, what a serve by Medvedev down the tee. So 40-15. I actually want Tsitsipas to win the match, but I don't really care how. I slightly prefer his style of play. And I just feel like he'd give Zverev, and then I backed him to make the final anyway, and I think he'd give whoever in the final a better match. But in saying that, I mean, I don't care too much, but I'd prefer Tsitsipas because I like the way he plays. But this time, a very, very good forehand cross court from Tsitsipas, and Medvedev goes long. So 40-30 here to Daniil Medvedev. Now, can Tsitsipas bring it to juice? That's the question. If he can, then you never know. And also, I think Medvedev will be a bit annoyed because he's played very well in this game so far. So to then bring him back to juice, he's probably thinking, "What the heck? Like, I've been playing some really, really good tennis." Right, good return by Tsitsipas with the backhand side, then into out forehand. He needs to really unload that forehand, I think. Yes, he does. He goes into out with the forehand, crunches it. Now, very, very good forehand down the line. This time, Tsitsipas tries to go with his own drop shot, and he misses it by a lot. I don't know if that was the right choice. He was actually controlling that rally, Tsitsipas, but Medvedev has gone up a gear. And what that means is he's gone up the gear, not just meaning that he's striking the ball better, but defensively he has become a lot better and kind of what we're more used to and accustomed to. So this is going to be a very, very interesting and intriguing. It's just going to be extremely intriguing to watch, to be honest with you. I'm just thinking, actually, from a Tsitsipas point of view, what does he do? Because Does he just try and say, well, okay, what I did in the first set worked? Do I continue doing that? Or do I continue to, yeah. Or do I continue to, what's the word? I don't know. Do I continue to play the white in the first set or do I adapt? But how does he adapt? Does he maybe mix up a bit more the backhand slice? He was coming to the net. He was on the serve, not as much though. I feel like Medvedev's up to his game, so he needs to adapt. I'm just thinking about how. Alex BG1 says, here's a trivia question for you. What was the last slam won by an American men's player? I'm assuming that it was won by Roddick. I'm going to say Andy Roddick, US Open. Am I right? Let me know. 3Z24 says, I have to go. I hope I can come back within 30 minutes. Nice. See you then, hopefully. I may have to, well, we'll see. We'll see how long I can go. I'd like to do the whole match, to be honest with you, but we'll see. Right, so 3-4 here. XPG1 says, I actually can't remember. That's why I asked. I think it's definitely Andy Roddick. And I would probably put, really good from Stefanos. It's perhaps really good approach and then comes to the net and puts away the forehand. I'm like 99.999% sure it's Andy Roddick. And I think he won one in the last time, 2003 US Open. Right, okay. Let's see. Lavancio Ramos says, drama queens must go to 5. Lavancio is not a big fan of Stefanos Tsitsipas and Medvedev, it seems. Guys in the chat as well, thank you very much for tuning in. Please remember to smash the like button, of course. You know what to do. Thank you very much if you have already as well. Good defensive work from Medvedev, especially on the forehand slice side, but then just puts the forehand really long. Crazy. 40 love here for Stefanos Tsitsipas. So this is a good response after that onslaught from Medvedev, where he just looked like he was potentially going to really grab a hold of this match, or this set even, sorry. Tsitsipas just reins him back in a little bit. Alex BG1 says, I'll look it up. Give me a minute. No worries. Let me know. I'm going to say 2003. 2003 or 2004? No. I want to say 2003. But very, very good from Stefanos Tsitsipas. Really, really good reply. 4 games all. And now we're into the business end of the set. So this is where it's going to get very interesting, because this is where we need to see who really can. Whoa. Misha Zverev. I like his analysis, actually. It's quite cool. Older brother of Alexander Zverev. He does the analysis and stuff for the... for your as well. Yeah, Alex VG1 says, Roddick 2003 final answer. Yes. This is like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. What is it? Am I right? I bet it's 2004, isn't it? Damn. Yeah, Roddick 2003. Yeah, I'm Roddick 2003. Oh, is it 2002? No, Roddick 2003. Final answer. Final answer. Or long by Medvedev missing that forehand. Right, so 15 love up on the serve now. Tsitsipas. Oh, he's annoyed. Why is Medvedev annoyed? Here we go. They're going to have an argument between him and Tsitsipas. Come on, have an argument. Relive the Miami Open spat so that we can have it all over tennis media. 15 love down is serve. Oh, what's going on? Huh? What's the matter? Is something moving or? Medvedev obviously not happy while serving. There's a camera there by the towel, but XBG1 says correct. Roddick 2003 US Open. Yes, come on. My tennis knowledge has come into some use for once. Good smash from Medvedev, but Tsitsipas, no, cannot get it back. XBG1 says 18 years ago. Yeah, oh my god, that is 18 years ago, isn't it? Crazy. is American tennis for men's is not in a fantastic spot. I mean, there's not many players, unfortunately, who I can see winning a Grand Slam in the next like 10 years. For Canada, actually, have better ones. To be honest with you, they've got Thiem and Shapovalov and Medvedev. He's gone off the court and he's like waving his racket around. What the hell is he doing? I think someone's making noise in the pathway, kind of between the two courts, and he could hear it, and he's getting annoyed. And he's just gone and told him shut up. Basically, that's hilarious. Goes out wide to the forehand of Tsitsipas, and then drags the backhand long. Now I don't know whether that's particularly helping him. Alex BG1 says Shapovalov could win a slam or two, but it's too hard to say. Yeah, he's a good player. I think Thiem could win a slam as well, to be honest. I think he's a good player. I mean, he beat Shapovalov in the Australian Open as well. So I think they're both good players. This time Tsitsipas dinks it over the net after a drop shot from Medvedev, and then Tsitsipas just hitting the smash. And Tsitsipas nearly got that back, So 30 all here. Medvedev, that was a really important point, actually. As a really, really important point now, 30-15 down. So a good point from Medvedev. Second serve, Tsitsipas will have a look at this. Is important. He's come to the net. Medvedev's come to the net. He's lobbed him. No, that's a good. That's not a very good smash, though. He's got that back in. It's a drop shot. He's left him stranded, has Medvedev. And Tsitsipas, I mean, he's definitely in control of that rally. It's just he wasn't able to kind of kill it, really. The smash should have killed it straight away, Medvedev, and wasn't able to. But 40-30 up here. He's doing enough here, and he's upped his level enough to kind of hold. I think he's going to hold here quite comfortably, I think. Although, the second serve for Tsitsipas to have a look at. Let's see. Let's see if we can find that returning magic he found in that first set. That's a cracking backhand and a really good forehand from Tsitsipas. He was hitting the ball damn hard there to the backhand of Medvedev. Juice. Woo! That was big hitting from the big Greek. Well, he's a big Greek, isn't he? I mean, he's 6'3", to be fair. I mean, that's pretty damn big. So Medvedev is what, 6'6", 6'5"? The Giants, I mean, I'm 6'1", 6'2", and these guys I'm like a midget compared to these guys. Right, here we go. Tsitsipas goes big with the backhand, but Medvedev doing really well, doing extremely well on the forehand side. Tsitsipas just not having enough depth on those ground strokes there, to be honest. It's something that we obviously discussed in the first set, that Tsitsipas had a lot more depth on those ground strokes than Medvedev, but that's now not really the case. Medvedev has definitely started putting a bit more depth on his ground strokes, and Tsitsipas has kind of gone away from that slightly, I would say. But good depth on that return from Tsitsipas into our forehand on the outside. Now we're into a rally, and Tsitsipas really hitting through the ball, but a little bit better depth. And Medvedev tries to go too much on the backhand cross court and goes long. So we're back to juice, and Tsitsipas is knocking on the door. He's saying, knock, knock, can you hold? That was a terrible joke, sorry. But yeah, so it's a juice, another juice. Not an orange or an apple, but a tennis juice. And it goes out wide. I thought he had, I thought he clipped the line there, Medvedev, but he hasn't. So, second serve for Tsitsipas to have a look at. And Tsitsipas goes cross court. Very good depth on the return. Now, can he control the rally here? That's a really good backhand down the line from Medvedev. And now he comes to the net. And how has he turned that around? How has he turned that around? Crazy. Alex BG1 says, in which year did Nadal win the French Open, Wimbledon, and the US Open? So, he won Wimbledon in 2008, but he didn't win the US Open that year, I don't think. So, I want to say... really good from Tsitsipas, though. Really good. Okay, I want to say I want to say, guys in the chat, let me know what you think as well. In which year it's in which year did Nadal win the French Open, Wimbledon, and the US Open? He didn't. So 2008 he won it. 2009 he didn't win it back to back years. I don't think. 2010 or 2000. Hold on, actually, I was 16, I think, when he won it second time. So that would be 2011. 2011. Final answer. Oh, Tsitsipas goes long with the backhand, and Medvedev is just he's sticking in the rallies. He's making it difficult for Tsitsipas, a lot more difficult than he had it in the first set. And Tsitsipas obviously is just it just means he's going to make more unforced errors at times. Lavancio Ramos says 5-5-5, so clearly he wants it to be 5 sets. I think he's a big. Are you a big Zverev fan or big Djokovic fan or both? Really good though from both players here. The hitting is very big, and I think that's out. I thought that clipped the line, but apparently not. So he's missed that one. XPG wants is incorrect. Oh man, what is it then? 2010. Oh damn! I forgot my own age. It was 11 years ago. Of course, going to be 27 this year. Crazy. What's wrong with me? Yeah, 2010. Damn. Couldn't do my calculations right. Shocking. What a year, though, man. To win the French Open, Wimbledon, the US Open. Ridiculous. Crazy. All you needed was the Australian Open. Him and Djokovic got really close, didn't they, to winning like career Grand Slams. Or the Golden Slam, wasn't it? No, it's career Grand Slams. The career Grand Slams when you win each one once. I think Golden Slam is when you win each. What's that Golden Career Year Slam or something like that? Yeah. Alex BG once is very close though. Yeah, it was just a matter of miscalculation, unfortunately. Forgot my own age. Crazy. Anyway, so it's still on serve, but Medvedev is in front at 5-4. Now, this is an extremely important game because Tsitsipas has to serve to stay in the set. Now, the Greek has been doing extremely well in that first set. The second set, he's not had it all his own way, and the scoreline suggests that. Now, it's very nip and tuck the second set. I did say, even though Tsitsipas had that break early doors, Medvedev come back, and that's exactly what Medvedev has done. He's adapted, and he's definitely got a better feeling to the game, and he's definitely adjusted very well. And I said he might do that compute. Very good serve down the tee by Tsitsipas, and I think that's just clipped the line, that forehand. So a bit of fortune there for the Greek player. Really big forehands cross court, and then Medvedev crunches the backhand cross court, then goes down the line, and Tsitsipas can only hit that forehand basically into the net. Right, that is crazy. Really, really good hitting from Medvedev. Alex BG1 says, I'm glad that Medvedev is making a match out of this. Yeah. It makes good watching, doesn't it? Good from Tsitsipas, though. And goes wide, though, with that forehand. He tries to drag it out wide. Tries to drag it out wide with the forehand and misses it. Right, 30 love to Medvedev. And this is opportunity now for Daniil Medvedev. It's a huge opportunity. Goes out wide to the forehand of Medvedev, and Medvedev can only go long with the return. So 30-15. 15-30, though, the Greek looking to go into... Yep, Alex BG1 says, can you switch to the stat screen? I can. And what the heck happened there? Tsitsipas just missed that. And that's a bad miss. It's a smash. And I don't know why you just let it bounce. Crazy. Right. It is 2 set points and 2 break points for Daniil Medvedev, and this match could be turning around big time. Ah, dear. Look at that first serve. This is the biggest difference. 42% from 85% for Tsitsipas in this set so far. Another second serve. And it gets away with it, though. Medvedev nets it. Now, this is this stat here. This is the biggest change in this set. First serve from Tsitsipas. Right, so 30-40 set point and break point for Medvedev still. Good. Oh, here we go. Goes that well with the backhand. Oh, he's clipped the net cord there. Oh, he goes out wide. Medvedev. It's a pass. Bit of fortune. Got quite jammy. And back to juice. Yeah. XBG1 says massive drop on the first serve. 100%. 100%. 100%. Oh, guys, I'm probably going to have to go in about 5 minutes. I wasn't even planning to do this stream because I did the whole Zverev Davidovich Fokina live stream, so I will be coming off now, and then yeah. What an ace, by the way, from Tsitsipas, but his first ace down the tee. So advantage of Tsitsipas. Oh, and then missed by Medvedev. So he holds a very, very good hold. Cool. Okay. Guys, thank you very much for tuning in. I may come back on, but if not, please do remember to like this video and subscribe to the channel. I really do appreciate everyone for tuning in as well. Apologies, like I'm not able to carry on, but I have some things, and I wasn't even planning to do this, so I'm just glad that I managed to at least cover some of the stream. But will be doing all of Nadal Schwartzman tomorrow. So if I don't see you later, come on for that for sure, and I'll be doing the roundup as well after this match, a video. And I'll be uploading that. So rounding up the day's matches today. So it's a short 9 to 10 minute video, just rounding up the day's play and giving my kind of 2 pence or 2 cents worth on the events. XBG1 says, cheers, see you in the semis. Cool. Thank you very much, guys. And I'll see you then. Thank you very much.